Yeah, Becca misses eating. Becca can't eat anything because of this.
What? I'm just so happy.
Is it true? Can it be?
I've been glowing all day.
Been glowing all day too.
I go, my chair.
That was like the best news I've ever heard, ever.
More excited than we've ever been in our entire lives.
I'm just so happy.
I'm just so happy. Thrilled to death. Had to wipe tears away from my eyes a few times at my desk today. The joy is just really cool.
So excited, that's all I can think about.
I have like perma smile now.
I took a test on Father's Day.
The day before, we got on our flight to Manila to take a pregnancy test.
I didn't mean for it to be on Father's Day because I really wasn't expecting it to be positive. I opened the door and I said, Ethan, could you come in here a minute? And it was early in the morning. I remember my hair was crazy. And he hands me a banana all happy and morning-y. I was like, look at that.
Yeah,
What is that?
She was like...
There have been a lot of negatives.
Then we refused to believe it. Well, she refused to believe it. And I was just like...
What?
Like scared to go over there.
I didn't feel anything. I just was sleeping really hot. I was like, I do not trust that thing. I felt fine for the first few days on the trip, and that's why we're like, whatever, we'll just go to Asia and be pregnant. But then we went to Bohol, and we drove around all day with the tour guide on these winding roads, and I get car sick really easily, so I didn't think anything of that because I always get car sick. But then I stayed car sick, and I am still car sick.
She didn't really believe it until we went to Manila, the doctor. We thought it might be too early to be able to tell, but then the doctor took us in.
Yeah, it was a weird experience because they wouldn't let Ethan come back.
Yeah. And they called me back in. They're like, okay, you can
Yeah, so
see your
after
wife
they
now.
confirmed that.
And I walked
was
in and they
pregnant.
had Becca all laying on the bed, and she was looking up at the screen. And yeah, she was just like crying on the bed. Not like weeping, just like tears coming down her face.
And I got to fly like 12 times. I counted last night. It has been 12 flights, and I hate every single one of them. My gosh. So this plane that we took to Bali was not your normal jet. It was like a propeller plane. I was absolutely convinced I was going to throw up.
Yeah, she used to like flying.
I was like getting cold and clammy, and I started crying, and my hand went asleep.
When I was telling her we had 12 flights beginning of summer, she was like, yay! And now she's like, oh, 2 more flights to Chengdu, then we rest for a month.
And
So
then
yeah,
I get
we're
4 flights.
2 flights away to Chengdu, then we got 4 flights home.
See, the flight travel is just killing me because I get sick every single time. This was just the worst.
I don't like getting in cars here. It's just, they break so hard and so often.
Everything smells like food. I've eaten like nothing but American food since I've been here.
Yeah, we've been eating at Subway.
Yeah, 3 of our meals in Taiwan have been Subway. 1 of them was Pizza Hut.
Get back and eat
An entire bag of Cheerios.
But everything else smells bad, and
Because Ethan wants to see if he can find Cheerios, which I have no hope of finding. Can we please emphasize the upright and out of bed and in a restaurant and looking presentable thing?
yep. Pretty good.
I'm handling it.
For our outing today, we went to an American import store.
So something that they don't have in Asia that I've been wanting since we got here and ever since I started feeling sick was mint ice cream.
That's all I ever wanted. I took a couple of them. We'll see. Doesn't seem to have done much yet.
They had mint. They had a mint chocolate bar, and I was just like, this is amazing. And so I grabbed it, and I took a bite, and it was just like, I meant to jokingly start crying, and then I actually started crying.
Tell us how you feel.
I feel great.
You
I
feel
felt that
normal?
before the ice cream too.
There were
Full on
tears.
from-
I had to stop myself from like sobbing. But it's just like it tasted like home.
This has 3 bags of popcorn in it. But this little box of 3 bags cost
We'll see how long this lasts. Anywho, what will be miraculous if it's like you're done with your first trimester sickness. You only got sick for a week. Enjoy your life. That would be a Bali miracle.
Yes, we will go right now. Hi. So I woke up with this pain in my or my upper left side of my back, and then I threw up, and now we're going to the hospital. So the reason I'm telling you guys is prayers would be welcome. I'd really like to keep the baby. So the hospital we were at was like a maternity hospital. They looked at my kidney and it was normal.
Hey family, I'm in an elevator really quick. Have a quick update. Becca is not doing hot.
But because they don't do that sort of thing at that hospital, they sent us to another hospital.
We got accompanied to the ER by 2 nurses from our clinic.
So this is our third one. It's big though. We're having trouble navigating it because, believe it or not, we don't speak Chinese.
So after that, we decided we'd go down to this other hospital because I didn't want to leave Becca in that hospital overnight. Becca's checked into a hospital tonight.
They have this thing called Global Doctors where you can go and you get an American doctor.
Then we went to this place called Angel. It's Angel Hospital.
And Global Doctors is open 6 days a week. Sunday is not one of those days. I was so tired. In body and soul.
They're just doing a lot of tests.
Tests? Why are they saying you have an infection? Like, I don't know. Everyone has been guessing.
We have like a book this thick of fracking ultrasounds and urine tests, urine samples, and blood tests. Like it's like a novel.
This was also after that my hellish ultrasound.
Think of like having a kidney stone and then someone doing an ultrasound on your kidney stone and pushing on it and holding it there for like 5 minutes. She can't walk, okay? Like, at all. Maybe 10 yards and then sit down and want to die. In more pain than I've ever seen a human being in my entire life. But our doctor here, I love this guy. He explained a lot to us.
And he was like, also asking why we hadn't come here first. I'm like, well, we did.
But he wasn't on Sunday.
Yeah, because we came on Sunday. And he's like, well, if we come here on Monday and met with him, he was saying that we could have been saved these days of... I'm a stronger person because of it. Yeah, so I got to go to hell again, which was fun. And then they told me I had to climb a flight of stairs.
Going upstairs, like when we got to the stairs, she looked at the stairs, I looked at them like, she can't go upstairs. And they were like, she has to. And I was like, they said, there's no elevator. And I'm just like, what? They found out that I think she has an infection behind her uterus. The next day, there was this giant cyst. If it pops on its own inside of Becca, then she's gonna hemorrhage internally, might go into shock and lose the baby, which is not what we want. Hey, but we figured out what the real problem is. There wasn't internal bleeding. One of her ovaries got really swollen, and it's probably because one of her tubes is twisted up, and the ovary grew to 3 times its normal size, and that's what they actually thought the cyst was.
What up, yo?
But they were trying to use anesthesia as little as possible so that the baby was exposed as little as possible, which is why I think I was awake for more than a person usually is for surgery. Did you give them any information about the outcome, or shall I do that? Baby's here. Baby, you better know what I'm going through for your stinking butt.
Yeah. Guilt trip forever.
We are in Seattle now. They put us in first class, which was super nice, and we both slept through it.
Yeah. Becca almost missed her cheese.
I know, like, I woke up as she was like, I'm gonna come around and pick up your garbage from the snacks. I was like, I had been fantasizing for 2 months about this specific flight when I knew there would be Cheez-Its, because we'd be flying from Canada into the US, and there's always Cheez-Its. And so when she was walking around, I asked if I could have some Cheez-Its, and because we were in first class, she said yes and gave it to me, and it was wonderful.
We've been unpacking all day.
Yeah, okay.
I've been unpacking. Becca did some unpacking. Becca did a lot of unpacking this morning.
The whole kitchen this morning. This is me.
So I just got back from my doctor's appointment. It's called cervical insufficiency, which we don't want at 14 weeks. He made me an appointment in Salt Lake with the high-risk team. So it's not cervical insufficiency. It is a polyp, which was my doctor's second guess, which is not great, but they're not going to do anything about it right now. She said she wants to see me again in a month. For our gender reveal, I'm going to introduce you to Ethan's journals. These black ones are from the years before Ethan met me. He would always get a black one, and he'd go through about one a year. And so then the year we got married, he got a white one. And the yellow one is for our golden newlywed year. And this red one was for last year to symbolize a sense of we needed some change in our life. And so we decided that for this next year, we would get either a pink or a blue journal. And when the doctor told me, I was like, what? I have no idea what to do with little boys, because nobody thought it was a boy. I really didn't feel like it was a boy. Right now, the battle is between the names Daniel and Samuel. I'm leaning towards Samuel, and of course, he's leaning towards Daniel, and this is his argument, and it's annoyingly effective.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes on.
That's not how the back goes.
Can't see.
From glen to glen and down the
Introduce
mountainside.
That's a little foot.
The summer's
That's
calm
the little baby.
and all the roses call me. Tis you,
That is also a baby.
must go and I must fly.
And
But
that
come ye
is a
back
foot.
when summer's in
And that is a foot. I hope those aren't too blurry. If they are, tell me and we'll do it. But this is the awesome shot of that little hand. Look at that, guys.
I'll be here in sunshine.
Yeah, the midwife saw that. She was impressed. She was like, wow, a lot of times they're all clenched up and you can't see his fist at all. But there's every single finger and it's all chubby as a baby's hand should be. With the road from
All the flowers on
Boise to Elko, there's nothing
I
on
am
it.
dead, as dead
I
I
had to
will
pee for
be.
3 hours.
You'll come and find place where I am lying.
Okay, I just rewatched my video, and then when it stopped, I had the most horrifying image of myself on the screen. Because I'm like digging into my macaroni and cheese, looking like this. This was the image. Enjoy it.
And I shall sleep in peace until you come again. And I shall sleep in peace until you come again.
Get all that out. Get all that out. I know that was quite a process, huh? Your mama worked really hard for you. There we go. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Just like you did before. Yeah. Just untangle. Let's make sure the baby's you just want to make sure baby's up and out of the water the whole time. There we go. Okay.